Hello everyone and welcome to Dice and Stuff. My name is Adam and today we are happy to bring you episode 1 of our Humaeon campaign entitled The Final Exam Part 1. Thank you all for listening. If you have not had a chance yet, please make sure to like us on Facebook as we're going to be doing some interesting things there with the Humaeon campaign. But without further ado, please enjoy episode 1 of the Humaeon campaign entitled The Final Exam Part 1. The game session actually begins with you guys in class. It is your last class before your graduation ceremony and before your last final exam. Now you guys are going to need your sheets really quickly, okay? Your enemy sheets, not your frenemy sheets. Okay. The husk sheets. To let everyone know, the robotic enemies, they classify as husks. That's what the military calls them. That's what everybody around the world calls them.
Husks.
So if someone yells out over the radio like, husks, you'll know why. Okay? Now you guys actually haven't had a chance to really look through this really quickly, so what's going to happen is I'm going to pick up my dice and look at the sheet of the people in the class. I am going to ask a couple random questions about the different husks. If you have an answer for me, put your hand up, and I will either answer you or not. Before we begin, just so the audience is aware, this game is going to run like an anime game, which means I will be giving camera angles, I'll be giving different stylizations of the camera shots. You guys can give me different angles if you guys want to do neat, interesting things with your character that would look cool on film. Do it, because I'm going to be basing this very much off of like an anime style, so an animated kind of style. So, just to let you know. So the beginning scene of the game is you guys going to be starting inside of your classroom. In front of you is one of your instructors. They are one of your combat instructors. She has been with you guys from the beginning. She's probably about 50 years old or so. You've never seen her fight. Her name is Mrs. D. That's all you need to know. And she is asking you the following questions. The scene actually begins with Mr. Clayton Briggs, the big giant of a man, putting his hand down and answering a question. As he goes through and says, "Life detection's approximately 150 feet, ma'am." "Very good, Clayton. Next question. You hear over the radio, husk crab. What is coming?"
A crab-like husk.
And the hand of Collins goes up and...
It's a transport frame, ma'am.
Very good, Colin. By the way, at that point, Clayton will look at you, kind of give like a little grimace and look back forward again, as she goes, "So, looks like Mr. Colin is tied for the lead, Mr. Briggs." As Clayton just stares at you.
I stare right back.
Okay. "What is the cruising speed of a recon drone?" "Yes, Mr. Colin."
90 kilometers an hour, ma'am.
Very good, Mr. Colin. You have now taken the lead.
Go, Colin, go.
"Why are dashers dangerous?" Someone else puts their hand up and goes, and you'll hear him actually look at you, Cade, snickers a little bit, just to let you know it's the Gunblade guy.
Yeah.
Henry. He snickers and goes, "Oh, say that louder, man, I'll say it." "Because they're robots, ma'am," is what he says and laughs. She just stares at him all serious. Does anybody have a serious answer? Yes, Vera?
Well, they can jump, and they can, run, like, triple their speed. Like, they're really super fast.
Correct. Their speed makes them dangerous. Most husk units don't move quickly. They take their time across ground scanning for life forces. Dashers are different. When they lock in, they close the distance. Quickly. Couldn't be up on top of a wall, on a building, doesn't matter. They'll close the range. They were originally designed for use in Africa. Obviously hunting...
lions.
I was going to say gazelles, thank you very much. But anyway...
I am not a class favorite.
Lions. So
Let's just say Xavier is not in first place.
Yeah, no.
No, you and Henry are just giggling on the side. And she goes, "Very well. Another question. Where do you approach a command frame from? Where are they vulnerable?" Xavier.
From the side.
Welcome back to the land of the living.
What?
Correct. From the side. Why?
Because they have the cone in the front, cone in the back.
Cone of what?
Sensors. Vision.
Very good.
Where most frames only have a cone in the front, they have front and back.
Good. Pop quiz. Which we're already kind of doing. Builder units. Do they have life detection? Yes, Xavier?
Yes, they have a life detection grid of up to 150 feet.
Do they use it? Yes, ma'am, they would, as one of the ones says. She goes, no, they don't. Construction frames only... No, this is not in your notes, by the way, guys, because you give me a weird look. Construction frames, or builder frames as they're commonly referred to, only use their life detection once they are under fire. Their primary programming is the construction or repair of downed robots. So if you do see a builder unit, their primary function is not to be your eradicator. They are there to fix other robots. It is possible to encounter a builder unit and not enter combat. However, this can only be avoided if you are seen in singular or very small groups. Large concentrations of life form or mammal energy will still activate the attack protocol. If there's a lot of bison in an area, they'll still attack it. But if there's only one, they won't bother. They'll just radio to the others, because they also have a beacon post, which is a way to alarm all other units in the area. Furthermore, as then you'll hear the which is the end of the class. Okay? That is when the teacher will look over at you, Colin, and is like, Colin,
Yes, ma'am.
I must say, you have improved immensely over the past semester. Your dedication to learning the educational material has been astounding. I am very, very pleased that during our last course together, you have taken a much more interest in the functionality of the husks. I realize it's because you're probably going live tomorrow, but it's worth stating.
It's important to know your enemy, ma'am.
Absolutely. Well, I think this is the last time I'm going to be able to say this to all of you. Good luck out there. You'll all make us very proud. Then make your way to the assembly area. The headmaster has a presentation for you before your final exam. I know it's been kept a secret from you, and for good reason. I'm very proud of you all. Dismissed. As people will get up and...
Tearing out of classroom!
So you're tearing out of the classroom. Cade?
I'm like, hustle, hustle, hustle!
Yeah, I'll head over to Juliet.
Well, actually, she's looking at you first. Julia gives you like a wink, and she heads over to the teacher to talk to her for a minute, because they've gotten kind of close.
No, I'll still go up.
Okay.
I'm assuming the teachers know.
Oh, they know
It's been
everybody.
4 years.
Well, it's been more than... Oh, so for you two. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, of course. So, that's when they get together, and she's like... You'll walk up, and she's asking the teacher something. As soon as you get within ear range, you'll hear it. She's like, come on, Mrs. D. You can tell me. I'm not, gonna, blab it to everybody. As she looks over at you, and looks back at her and goes, no, sorry. You're just going to have to find out on your own. Go to the assembly.
Hey, you know me. My lips are generally sealed.
She gives it again.
Xavier.
Xavier. She looks at you and goes,
Or Xavier,
She was-
as he was calling me.
Xavier,
Yes, ma'am.
would you please escort Juliet to the auditorium?
Not a problem, ma'am. Be my pleasure.
Thanks anyway, Miss T. So she leaves.
She doesn't like me. I'm going to say that to Juliet.
Just, well, I do. As Juliet will give you a quick kiss, and you guys will walk to the auditorium. Rob,
Yes.
you're going to get up, okay, and you'll actually feel a pat on the back. You'll turn around, and it was Veronica.
Good old Veronica.
She just pats you on the back, and she goes, hey, good job. I don't like that voice. I want to be more like, meh, 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 meh. I can't really do it.
Like,
Like sultry
what's her name
almost.
from,
Anyway, so she'll look at you, and she'll be like, good job. That's better. I like
Totally
that better.
turning this character in like.
Well, you got to stay sharp. Got to keep your wits
slut and
about you.
tricks.
Okay, I didn't hear you. What? Sorry.
I said, you got to stay sharp. You got to keep your wits about you. You got to make sure that you know everything that you can. You don't want to be inadequate out in the field.
She just smiles at you, and she pats you on, the stomach area, because, that's where your abs live. And she'll be like, yep. And she'll start walking out.
you keep forgetting your guy's, ripped.
Oh, he's like a tank. So she walks away. As she walks away, you'll feel another pat on your stomach, but it's not quite a pat. It's more of like a jab.
I assume that's Clayton.
Yeah, and he just keeps walking. So you're like, ow.
Still got it.
Jealous.
So, long story short, Sabrina, you were the first person there.
Yeah, I'm waiting for my classmates, and I'm like, come on, let's go! Hustle, hustle, hustle!
So you're the person, you're the annoying one. It's like, come on, guys, let's go.
Hup,
So-
hup, hup, hup.
So you'll all arrive in the auditorium. You're all just standing around. that is when you will initially notice all of your combat gear is in the room. It's on the side wall in your own personal lockers, and you can see all your combat gear, everything you have on your character sheet is all inside your personal lockers.
Are there people around?
Nope.
All right, folks, let's suit up. Obviously, they need to go do something right away. Let's go.
Already
Chop,
heading
chop.
there before she says anything, and I'm taking Juliet with me.
All right.
I'm strolling in.
You gonna go get ready?
Oh, yeah.
All right, so everybody will suit up. As you're finished suiting up, that's when the outer door will close, and then you will see all the teachers you have had that are still around over the past 15 years, that are still around, walk into the room. All the way from your ranged combat instructors to the same instructors you had during basic mathematics, like the ones that taught you math when you were still like 8 years old. There's only about 8. I'll increase it to be about 12. 12 instructors walk into the room. You'll recognize a couple of them that you haven't seen in like 6 years, but they're here because you're graduating. It's a big thing. So they're all on stage, and then you'll see the main door open, and you'll see the main guy walk in, Dr.
Brooks.
Brooks. There you go. So Dr. Brooks walks in. Dr. Brooks takes a stand near the main microphone, and he looks at everybody. Educational batch 13. I cannot tell you with what pride it means for me to say those words to you. You are everything in our hopes and our dreams. You are the future protectors of humanity, of our world. There is a grave threat beyond the walls of this city, an infection which is spread upon the world, and the husks which hunt us. You are the light in that darkness. As was so cleverly coined in your 10th year by your combat instructor, you are the Husk Extermination Recon Operatives of Batch 13. Or for short, you are heroes. By the way, the combat instructor is smiling like a nerd. He's just like, that was a great idea. It was 10 years ago. So you were younger back then. He coined the term Husk Extermination Recon Operatives. To make you guys sound like heroes.
What a loser.
Yeah.
I mean, go, coach. Woo!
It's going to be hard for you, isn't it?
Hoorah!
So he continues. He says,
Especially when I switch to play Zanny the next day.
you're going to be like up and down, and angry and happy. And anyway, so he continues. This afternoon is your final test with us. It will not only test your combat efficiency, it also tests your dedication, your training. Regardless of how you do in the tests, you will be released to the wide, wide world. Your test scores will determine where you are being placed. Those of you with the lowest scores are going to go to the most protected cities across overseas. There you will gain additional training from the Humaeons already stationed there. They will make you better, I promise. The Humaeons who came before you set a very high bar and standard to live up to, but I know you can beat them. Now, holster your weapons and do not attack. I assure you, it's perfectly safe. Doctor, if you would. The doors to the back room open, and you will see 2 Mark I Husk battle frames walking into the room. When they get nearby, you'll see them, their eyes turn a little bit, and they take in the room, and they look back to the left and to the right, and then they'll continue walking forward. Then they will stop. Then they will raise their arm forward, which contains, and you can see it, it has a laser on it, on their arm. It raises it forward and holds it upwards. And then you will hear, targeting completed. And you'll see the arm twitch as it's firing. But there's nothing coming out of it. They're active. They're on. Okay? As they're doing this, that's when you'll see a doctor at the front of the room hits a button, and they stop and they just don't move. Courage checks all around, please. You guys have never seen an active unit.
What are we rolling?
Courage.
What dice?
You pick up 1d10 per point of courage.
Okay.
You
I
roll them all.
I
and
don't
add
know what
them
other things you fiddle-faddled with.
together. No, that's it. Everything else for Ultimate Valors is the same.
Oh, dear God. It starts already.
For the sake of anybody listening, we're adding up numbers, not counting successes.
Yes, it is different than Era of the Consortium. It is a totally different system. We still use d10s.
Luckily, my ones won't count as botches in this one.
There actually is no botches or criticals in this one unless you roll really bad. I can even tell you guys the difficulty right now. Difficulty's 20.
Oh, poop.
Well, I got 19.
Oh, I killed it. 36.
Okay.
15.
Okay, so the degree below however much you've gone below, that's pretty much the degree of your failure. So you're only one below, so it startles you when they lift their arms up, Rob. You're like, ooh, because you think you're going to die. 4 below?
It's 5 below.
I couldn't see your thumb.
Those of you who dodge will graduate.
Well, they said don't shoot, so it's just like...
They said don't engage.
Okay, waiting, arms going up. Okay, I'm good.
Okay.
Start firing.
One or two people actually have like just like dove back behind. You pulled your shield,
Yeah, and I grabbed the person closest to me and pulled them behind my shield with me.
which probably would be Max. Okay. Ugh. That is when the headmaster goes, "Before you stands 2 modified husk frames. This was not an easy accomplishment. We managed to take out their communication array and replace it. Now, what you're seeing right now is highly illegal." As he's smiling when he says highly illegal. "However, we have special permissions from the government of Detroit Windsor Link. You will now be placed on your final test, where they will be armed. You are all going to be doing an escort mission. You will be given a civilian. They will join you and a squad of like-minded with you, and you will have to bring them from point A to an extraction point. You will be doing this on the Windsor side, down near what used to be known as LaSalle. The area is outside the outer wall marker, but does have an old wall built around it. It has not been cleared. We have placed robotic units in that area. Don't worry, their communications arrays are gone, so they cannot call for backup. However, they are active. This will be a live combat exercise. Now, Dr. Hashenko has been kind enough to place a diffusion device on the outer laser blasters. This was difficult, extremely difficult. Understand that our need and necessity to give you appropriate training cost 2 lives. It's just, yeah, because it would have.
Yeah.
However, their lasers, and I say should, with the utmost caution, be non-lethal. They will, however, be lethal if you repeatedly get hit, so don't. Or if, for some reason, they've managed to break off the diffusers. Treat every single husk in that area as lethal.
Or they run into a builder.
Assemble yourselves by the main gate to take the transport train, and I hope to see all of you back here by nightfall. The Humaeons lead a grand tradition, and we start the same. You will now be split into your appropriate units. Your instructors over the years have tasked you with appropriate people and will be split into appropriate groups of anywhere between 3 to 5. There will be no team leader assigned. When I call your names, step forward and say, "You're present," or "I." Xavier.
Aye.
Colin.
Aye.
Vera.
Aye.
Veronica. I. Henry. Hey. I. He corrects it. And he goes through the whole list, okay? And then they pair you all, because they want to make sure you're all here. Because otherwise, I didn't realize they didn't do that beforehand. They're then going to take you and split you off into groups. You 3 will obviously be placed into one group, and then I'm going to roll to see who goes with you.
I thought it was Veronica and Henry.
Yeah.
Yeah, so did I. I was like, I don't mind.
It actually was. I'm just sticking with it. No, it is. So Veronica and Henry are on your team.
I'll be slightly annoyed and upset.
That your girlfriend's on the same team as you?
Yep.
Gee, I wonder why.
And his ex is.
Yeah, well, they're not together, so it's okay.
Yeah, that's totally cool. Besides, this way she can spend more time with me instead of that other guy, whatever his name is.
Yeah, that dude there. You know, that guy.
I'm already forgetting his name, and so should
Clayton.
Briggs.
she. Yeah.
Needless to say, time skipping forward a little bit, you guys will all meet on the train. The camera angle shots of this would all be aerial style to show the new city, which is a walled city. It is walled on the Detroit side down Highway 42, and it is walled on the Detroit side going along. There's a... Wait, did I say Detroit twice?
You said Detroit twice.
Sorry. The Windsor side, Highway 42. On the Detroit side, I can't remember the actual name of the road. I think it's the 69 or the 969. Either way, if you look on Google Maps, there's like an archway road that goes down across through Detroit. I'll find the numbers later. But yeah, so that's pretty much where the wall is. So you guys will take the train over, and eventually you guys will be stopping at an outer gate. You guys are going to be going through this escort mission a group at a time. And I've rolled the lots, and you guys get second. Yay.
We're group 2.
Who does number 2 work for?
So a group goes through you. Through
Dr. Martin Brooks.
Good answer.
But when they said 2 people died to like accomplish this, like many Bothans died to bring us this information. That's why I was laughing. I was like, Bothans.
Yeah, they didn't intend for them to die, but they did. Anyway,
The Bothans or the soldiers?
all of them. I think Bothans die on purpose. Remember when we played that one Star Wars game and he rolled a D100 every time we found out anything with investigations?
Oh,
And
yeah.
he's like, 72 Bothans died.
Yeah.
To give you this information. Anyway, moving forward. You guys will eventually be meeting at the large iron gate. Now, the large iron gate to go out to this area is like a double gate system. So it's got one gate. Then there's a little bit of a pathway where they have scanner units to detect plague. Okay? And then there's another main gate at the other end to lead into this other walled section. Now, this other walled section was an area that they started to wall years ago, but never really stuck to it because they didn't need it. So they just kind of stopped working on it, and then it's never picked back up again. So all of you are standing at the gate. It will open. As it opens, waiting inside the gate is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 members of regular military and a guy standing there in an orange jumpsuit.
This sucks.
Well, that's just gonna have to go right away.
Well, no, he's a criminal. That's the civilian.
Is he a criminal?
Veronica goes, huh. Of course they wouldn't use an actual worthful civilian.
I just give her a kind of a dirty look.
What? As she starts walking.
Well, obviously he's worth something if we're using him.
Yeah, well, if he doesn't make it, he doesn't make it. As
He
she
doesn't
starts
make it, we don't pass.
I wouldn't worry too much about that. It's not like the jumpsuit matters. If they're close enough to see him, they're close enough to spot him.
I was just more worried about him scaring away the animals we can use as cover and, leading off the robots.
Okay,
Well,
walking
you
past
see
you,
it-
Henry goes, I think animals are his biggest concern, man. As Henry walks past, because the guy's not in a suit at all, by the way. He's not in a containment suit at all.
Of course not.
Yeah.
Because you can escort people through the wild and without a suit on, and they're fine. Just don't come in contact with anything that has the plague.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty much they don't care whether
Or
this
if you
guy
do-
dies or not.
If you do, don't let it touch you or bite you or drool on you or really get anywhere near you.
Don't step in its pee.
No
or
hand-to-hand
feces.
combat versus animals unless you're a Humaeon
Observe from a distance,
with a gun.
preferably through the scope on said gun.
So you guys will eventually walk up to the guy. The guy will turn and look at all of you, and then he's going to take stock of what you all look like. Okay? Super heavy armor for Colin with a giant hammer and a shotgun on your back. You have a rifle strapped over your side. This looks like a regular rifle. You have a assault rifle with a blade on the end of it and a smaller gun. The other guy's got 2 pistols with blades on them in his hands. And then he sees her with like a whip wrapped up on one side and a revolver in her pocket on the other. And she's, by the way, wearing a black leather tight outfit.
I knew it.
Of course.
Yeah.
Very
With one of those, like-
Catwoman-esque.
Yeah, with one of those like half skirts
Oh, yeah.
on her that covers like kind of like on an angle in the front. Her shoulders would be covered. She's not showing clavage or anything like that. Said it
Oh.
the French way. But yeah. So, yeah. The prisoner will look at all of you and go, "Oh, I was actually kind of worried there for a minute. Oh, I thought you guys were all going to be like, wimpy. You're not wimpy, are you?"
Very.
She's just smiling at him this like sweet, like innocent smile.
Who's the smallest, weakest looking person we have?
Veronica and her.
Her and then Henry, actually. Veronica's, she's wiry.
Okay.
She's tough.
Yeah, I'm going to look to Vera and be like,
She just waves.
I know
like,
you
"Hey."
can't see what I'm doing, but I'm like gesturing over at her with my eyes.
Can I wait for the next group?
Nope.
'Cause, like with that guy right there, he points back to Briggs, who's like waiting for the next turn.
Civilian.
By the way, the next team has Briggs and your enemy on it, Cade.
Weird.
The other sniper. He's on the team coming in right behind you.
Boris.
Yeah. Forrest
Briggs and Boris.
They're coming in behind you.
Citizen, you've got nothing to worry about. Except the animals and the husks.
Was that your guys' kind of like test tube humor or something?
No, those are things that you need to worry about. As soon as you step outside of there, your life is constantly in danger.
Veronica will just push the guy by the back, like between the shoulder blades. Just keep walking and just push him and go, "Walking is better than standing. Let's go, people."
I don't know. We're pretty safe right here between the 2 gates.
I'm walking and getting my gun out of my
I'm
sheath.
walking up.
The
With her?
inner door will close. The 5 soldiers are still in there with you. The 5 soldiers will form a small wall and kneel down with their guns raised. As then you'll hear over the PA system, you'll hear, outer wall secure, no husks detected. Opening outer wall. Then have like the yellow light going, and then the outer door will open. It squeals a little bit. It's like,
I just got this look of like, oh, that's bad.
before you, okay, is an area of city which has been purposely smashed down into level rubble, so there's nowhere for things to hide to get up close to the wall. As you see out in the distance, eventually the buildings will start to rise again. There is also uncut grass for the last 60 years. Trees have not been trimmed, except for an area of probably, I'd say, about 5 city blocks away from the wall. So it's total open ground for about 5 city blocks away from the end of the wall. A military soldier will walk over to you guys with a small data pad. Okay, he hands it to
Yoink.
you. Is you'll take it?
Yep.
And he says, red light on the end. You got a transport waiting for you at that side. Bring them back to that point.
She's gonna look out and see like where the wall extends to, because he said there was a wall that's here.
Yep. You can see the wall in the distance on the left-hand side. It's, oh man, it's a long way away. It's a couple miles
Ooh.
away on the left. And then it goes out forward and you lose it behind some buildings. It's a big area. They tried to block off Lasano. Didn't work.
So where's our transport?
At the far end. At the other gate. You have to make your way across miles of open territory.
Are the walls connected to that gate?
Yeah.
I'm looking up at the wall.
You'll see an old wall.
You're thinking traveling along the wall?
Yeah, I'm thinking traveling along the wall. We will be above animals. We'll be above the robots.
We'll also be in perfect sight range of the robots.
But we'll see them too before they see us, hopefully.
It might make sense to have at least somebody up on the wall. The rest of us hunker down below.
Or 2 of us, you and Henry up there.
Oh, we'll take the guy with us too.
Like, up on a wall away from everybody?
Why not?
I'll do that. Sure, yeah. I'm good. Just hunker down with the metal wall. If anyone starts shooting at me, I'm just going to lay down. Is that cool?
If anyone shoots him, throw him down. Somebody will catch him.
What? As you say that, Veronica's like, and starts walking away. So on the ground, you have Colin,
Yes.
Veronica, and Xavier.
Yeah.
Up on the wall, you have Henry and you,
Vera.
Zanny. I was going to call you Zanny. Vera.
Zanny ain't here,
I know,
man.
Vera. You got to remember your name.
Probably too busy laying on a table shoveling food in the side of her mouth.
Anyway.
I like how you say say that with such hatred towards your own character.
So, question, do we have radios at all? Like, headpieces?
You will have short-range radios. They only work for about 60 feet, though. So if instead of yelling, you can radio in, I'll make it 100 feet. Yeah, about 100 feet.
So, staying within 100 feet of everybody.
Yeah, it's like a walkie-talkie range. It's not very good. The war screwed everything up.
Yep, no, that's fine. We're not planning on being further away from each other.
So
I feel like this follow where we just turn on all the communication cell phone towers.
you could. All right.
Now
So
we just need
as
a
you
cell
guys
phone.
are walking, first and foremost, out
Probably
of
tons of
everything
those.
else, I require from every single one of you to please roll me first of all a wits survival.
Good old wits. Nothing beats wits.
Difficulty 21.
Crap.
12.
I need a calculator.
You
Whoa,
got
21.
15.
What'd you get, Gabe?
I got 21, dead on.
That's why he's leading point on the ground, and
33.
I'm picking up the rear.
All right. So the reason I'm asking this is because the NPCs don't notice this either. As you guys are walking through this area, I'm going to do this the same way I do spot checks, which means I will start with the lowest person, and I will work my way to the highest person. The highest person automatically sees everything that I have described previously. So, for example, I'll start with you, Colin, what you see. In the area, as you guys are walking, you will see a deer. It has been shot to pieces. It was only about maybe 50 feet from the door, which is not normal. Because you guys have people up on the walls that, shoot animals when they get too close.
They deal with that sort of thing.
Which means in this area, they haven't been. They've been keeping it open for the test, which means There's been nothing being attacked or countered in this area. Which is also weird that there's a deer, because if there's a deer, there might be more deer.
And predators.
Cade.
Oh, hold on.
That's all you get with your wits. That's all I can tell you. Cade, if there's a deer, yes, there could be predators, but if there's a deer, there's a breach in the wall. Because if there's deer, how the deer get in here? Deer don't live for 60 years.
Yeah.
There's a breach. Somewhere there's a hole in the wall.
Yeah.
And you don't know if it was made there on purpose or not.
Radioing up to her team.
Okay, hold on. You're not even at the wall.
Okay.
This is like 50 feet away from the gate. So that's what you notice. Continuing forward. You've seen everything else previous. You know there may be a breach in the wall. You also know that they may have actually brought the animals into the area as part of the test. That's when your wits check clicks in and you go, wait a minute. How many groups of people have to go through the same area? So by the time the third group goes through, it would be empty anyway.
There's a lot of things in here.
Unless they have a way to repopulate it between every group.
Yeah, they probably just let them do whatever they want. They brought in a bunch of, like, not predators, and it was like, here you go, have a safe haven. Or they're coming around the wall at the water side. Unless the wall extends out a little bit into the water.
Or Exion's dropping them off between waves.
No, they probably just let this place swarm with animals.
Any of the above. That's what you get. So, as you guys are walking still, Cade, you said you were going to say something?
I was going to say if they're going to talk to her about traveling up the wall.
Go ahead.
There may be a breach up the wall, and
No.
if you guys are walking the wall.
No breach.
Okay. I didn't know you got psychic powers. This is Henry.
Listen, guys.
It's tall.
How many batches probably go through this area? I mean, our batch, there's like, what, 3 or 4 groups of us coming through here?
Yeah.
So they have to keep the testing grounds going and the robots going.
So they'd want to give each group the same experience.
And so there's probably...
So you're thinking they're purposely populating the area with
this
animals?
place is probably swarming with non-vicious animals.
Oh,
there might
man.
be a few vicious animals in here.
Oh, man.
But I mean, if this
That's
happened
the prisoner.
here, that means there's like blood everywhere.
So we not go anywhere near that carcass?
Listen, don't worry. I told you, there's nothing to worry about except for the animals.
Yeah, but there's an animal right there.
Yeah, but it's dead. Just don't go near it.
Oh, man.
What did you
Oh,
do,
man.
by the way?
Not this.
Well, yeah, but what did you do? She's smiling sweetly at him.
Theft. Sense motive. Manipulation. Please, if you would like to determine if he's lying or not.
Do we roll just base manipulation if we don't have the skill?
Yep.
Okay.
8!
He's just a thief.
Oh, poor man.
18.
He must have stolen something pretty bad, though.
To get put here.
15.
Okay. 15, Cade. He's a thief. He's probably a pretty big thief to be put here.
Yeah.
Rob, he's lying. He's not a thief at all.
Is he a good actor so far?
He's okay. He's mostly playing on his acting with him actually being stressed, so it's actually helping him.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's all confused and believable, and people just seem to nod, except for Veronica, who's just staring at him sideways past her glasses with a narrow eye. She's really good at reading people, by the
Oh,
way.
I'm sure she is.
Yeah, she's just staring at him.
Now, have we already split our group up into the 2 groups with
No,
one group?
you
We
just
haven't
started-
gotten to that point
No,
yet.
Just started walking towards the wall. You're not even...
I'm just gonna sort of clap the guy on the back and put an arm around his shoulder and be like, don't worry. It's okay. I know what you did.
Yeah, just stealing.
Just don't worry about it. There's nothing to worry about out here.
Well,
Okay.
it doesn't actually matter what he's done, considering we have to get him on the other side alive.
Yeah.
Exactly. We have to get you to the other side.
Okay, let's do that. How?
I was going to say, it didn't say we had to get him there alive, it just said we had to get him to the other side.
Oh, it's an extraction. You're treating him as a quote-unquote civilian.
It's an extraction. We have to have him there
Yeah.
alive. If he didn't have to be alive, it would be a delivery.
I think the
Word use.